Welcome back to VFSN. We're here at Warwick Town Park Disc Golf Course for round 2 lead card coverage of the 4 chapters, Chapter 2 Air, sponsored by Axiom Discs. I'm Chris DeMarco with Lefty McGovern and Dan Schifrin. Now Dan, the 4 chapter circuit is all about embodying different elements at different courses. This blues layout, so open, so scary for our field. Talk about this layout here.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging track for the whole field. Like you just said, a lot of big open air shots, interspersed with some very technical wooded holes. But this is what we're here to see. We're here to see our best AMs in the area take on arguably the best course in the area as well.
Lefty, who we got on lead card today?
Yeah, Chris, on lead card, we have Austin Batistoni up first. He is a Greystone local looking to make a name for himself.
Up next, we got James Kulinski. We saw him at Chapter 1 Fire. He's got some serious distance, and he knows how to attack the baskets well. Can't wait to see his play.
Up next, we have Tyler McKinnon. If you want to see more of him, he's actually going to be the assistant TD for Chapter 3 Earth up at Camp Gaw in a few weeks.
Cannot wait for Gaw. Rounding out our card, the Fire champion himself. He battled his way back. Saw an amazing back 9 from him in round 1. Can't wait to see his play here today. Hole 1, par 3, 340 feet. Now we're actually going to be coming off the blue tee a little bit further back to the left. Kind of opens this one up a bit. Really gives you a little bit more room to attack. But of course that extra distance adds some trouble. Austin kind of turns that one over.
Yeah, it's still raining out there. It's been raining most of the day.
Everything just kind of seems to get more soppy as the day goes on. We saw Tesone talk about, the limited amount of towels he was able to bring in his feature yesterday.
Yeah, you can only bring so many towels.
McKinnon.
Just short of the OB there, should have a pitch up for his par.
Zachary Tesone going with a nice backhand. It's always interesting to see whether he chooses backhand, forehand. He's got both so well.
Yeah, he was favoring the forehand a lot in round 1.
I was really surprised to see that area where Tyler McKinnon is not out of bounds. I don't hate it. It kind of makes the hole more attackable. I was just surprised.
Sure. I wonder if that was a run or a layup there. Layup.
Nice layout from Zachary Tesone here on hole 1. I'm so happy James made it.
Ooh.
And the band is back together.
That's a great looking putt from Austin. He's going to be really happy with that.
Look at that little disc flip from Austin Batistoni. I love that style. James Kulinski tapping out the par. Tesone will do the same. I think McKinnon still has a little bit of a tester down here at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, he sort his approach long, and now he's got this really tricky putt back up the hill.
As most disc golfers know, the furthest person from the basket is the person who goes first. But obviously, even in these tournament rounds, sometimes you don't really see every disc. Hole 2, par 4, 444 feet. Again, for the first few holes, we're going to be coming off the further back tee. Again, for the first few holes, we're going to have the drone footage coming from Silvers, but we will be throwing from the blue tees all around here at Warwick. Big left to right shot. Really difficult to get to the green here. I mean, let's just see if any of these guys can even get a putt at this birdie.
Yeah, the blue tee here was a little bit surprising to me at first because it really does change the hole up a lot. Instead of starting from the top of the hill and playing down, you're playing through this sort of level, really tight gap.
True testament to the course design, really, when alternate pin and pad positions can offer a variety of different shots and lines. It's just a real service to disc golfers all around.
Just a real service. James Kulinski does himself a good service, gets to the middle of the fairway. Didn't quite get out to the open gap. He's in a decent spot. Tesone.
Tesone has the forehand to do that, and that's a great drive. Gets caught up a little bit late, but he'll have an approach for his up and down for his birdie.
There's so few people in disc golf who can put that much power behind a forehand with that level of consistent accuracy. And we're seeing such good disc golf from Zachary Tesone that I feel that applies on the grand scale, pros included. Lefty, talk to us about those hot round ratings from round 1.
Yeah, as you can see, Austin Batistoni really, really close to that 1,000 rated round threshold. But James and Tyler were right on his heels. I mean, we saw this log jam the other day, and Brandon Lockhart just missed it, the last putt. I mean, this is going to be a really tight field.
Yeah, tragic spit out for Lockhart on hole 18.
Our hearts are with you, Lockhart. James Kulinski absolutely sails one out left. Unfortunately, he does go out of bounds. Road and across behind that barn is OB. It's more of a shed than a barn, really.
It's the color of a barn for sure. Zach for his second shot.
What great positioning off of the tee here for Zachary Tesone. And just another fantastic shot. He's making it look so easy.
Leaning a bit more on his backhand for these first couple holes.
He said, listen, I showed the people the forehand
Yeah.
yesterday.
Tyler, from a similar position, doesn't quite get the power on it.
Yeah, another set of great positioning there from McKinnon.
James floats one up to the green. Might be a little obstructed by those trees there. We'll see what he's got.
Austin just working his way down this long fairway here. Tyler had a killer drive as well, but wasn't able to make it above the hill. Scoots himself to about 12-15 feet. Now, James actually played a provisional here. This is the longer lie. He cashes in on the putt. He wasn't sure if he was OB or not. So technically he was playing from that shorter lie, but I mean, come on, he cashed the putt, he hit the other one. We got to show the long putt.
Yeah, James was saying that he was really happy that he was able to really just make it not really matter in a sense.
Yeah, he would have loved to be inbounds, but to hit both, you'll love to see it.
There you go.
Trick shots.
More
today.
disc magic from our lead card here.
Yeah, displaying his frisbee skills.
And Zach displaying his putting skills.
Yeah, laying down the hammer on hole 2 here. 444-foot par 4. It's not the longest, but it's so blind. It hooks up so hard. That is going to be a stroke on the vast majority of this field today.
Solid par from Tyler.
Yeah, real clean.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Tyler McKinnon's game. I'm really excited to watch him play. Hole 3, par 4, 380 feet. Very similar to the shot we saw yesterday, but we're coming from a little bit further back. Makes it a lot harder to attack the last bit of elevation that we're going to see here on this green.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on the screen, but when my card walked up to this hole, one of my card mates said, I always hit the hanging wire that's right in the middle of the gap of the tee shot.
Let me know that after I throw.
There you can see it on that shot. But I'm sure these players will not be thinking about that at all.
Tyler McKinnon. Look at these scorecards already. Birdie par, par bogey. We're already seeing what this course has to offer. So much separation is available.
Not the worst result there. You don't want to find yourself up on that hill when it's this wet outside.
Yeah, getting the extra stroke here is really nice. I mean, when you have this tight of a fairway with this consistent level of elevation, every tree kick is so punishing. It makes it so hard to get your way up there. So generous with the extra stroke, but still such a tough hole.
Thought he was going to make it all the way through there after he just missed that first tree.
Yeah, and although this is a very short hole for a par 4, this green can show you why that extra stroke is necessary.
Yeah, even once you've made it all the way up there, McKinnon is a perfect example. Still got a tester. Daft touch from James Kulinski there.
Sticking the top of the cliff.
James is going to probably be bringing great energy all day today. I love playing disc golf with him. And just filming adds this whole new element to that relationship on the course. I love it. Tesone from the base of this cliff here. Very nice.
Very well done from Tesone. That's a difficult putt. Getting it high enough over the rim.
Yeah, it really just makes it look so easy. Not just his skill, but like the way he plays the game too.
Yeah.
Batistoni. A little bit low left there. That's what you're going to see 9 times out of 10 on these kind of uphill putts.
You know whose putting form Batistoni reminds me of?
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Who?
Matt Coltrera.
Yes, yes, very similar to number 24 from the Thunder Bay Waves.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't make that connection. Very, very similar. From the Page Pierce all the way to the Frisbee throw.
Yeah.
Austin cleaning up an unfortunate bogey, but he's got himself a little bit of a lead. Not the worst hole to take the 4 on. Hole 4, blue, par 3, 289. Now, Dan, you were playing an MA2. I heard a little bit of magic happen on this hole.
Yeah, so another huge shout out to Kyle, buddy. He was playing this hole. By the way, he drives lefty, so he threw a lefty backhand turnover.
What?
Putter turnover, got the hole-in-one on this hole. This was just Kyle's hole this tournament, you know, with the big throw-in round 1 and then the even bigger ace in round 2. So
that's an unbelievable. Did he hit a tree? I mean, how do you turn that far?
They said they have no idea. They didn't even hear it go in. They just walked up to the green and the disc was in the basket.
Unbelievable. Where was our catch cam? That's what I need to know. A little bit wide right from Kulinski. Hopefully he filtered down a bit. It is so thick back on that left side. Austin's going with that forehand tourney.
Really interesting play. It's hard not to get this thing to glide too far. But
yeah, it looked like it was going to straighten out.
Yeah.
McKinnon from the top of the hill. See what he does here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's standard.
He's trying to get up and down from the top of this hill. Nobody wants any business. We saw how difficult the screen could be yesterday.
James shows a little bit of a reason why that is. Gets unlucky there on his layup.
Just low from Austin there.
And James finds himself in some rough stuff here.
Yeah, that is a tough break. Now he's got to putt twice. See what he can do. There you go, James. That's the crucial putt right there. Limit the damage. It's okay to take bogeys here out on this course. Not the start James wanted to this round today, but there's a reason why he's on lead card. He's a great disc golfer.
And Zach stays clean with another par.
Moves himself to 4 under for the tournament.
Tesone getting things started off right, and Austin Batistoni. A little bit of a miscalculation on the green there. Still sitting at a fantastic score of -3. Very excited to see if he can turn this around right here. Opportunities are ripe on this course. Hole 5, par 4, 568 feet. Again, coming from a little bit further back. This one's tricky. It starts out flat, but you have so much elevation to attack. If you throw one too high, you can end up getting in a lot of trouble. Just gotta remember that you got 2 strokes to get to that green.
Yeah, you have to hit a gap late with a low ceiling, and the fairway starts bending upwards once you hit the gap. So it's a pretty tricky tee shot. You kind of want to challenge that height there and put yourself in a good position to approach that really precarious green.
I'm just wondering, playing 160 straight here, you know, 160, 200 dead straight if you can. Get yourself to the flat part. Don't even try to get further.
Yep.
And then just have that flat positioning. I'm curious how that would play on this hole.
I think that's a really good play, honestly. I think you don't really want to bite off too much with the tee shot, although James is just...
James just went absolutely massive.
Just bursts through that ceiling and puts himself...
I mean, that was just 568 feet uphill according to this whole distance.
That's absurd, James.
That was the most massive full reach back I've ever seen. Considering his positioning, that's a pretty good shot from McKinnon. I think he'll be happy if he can just get some kind of run on the basket, get the 4.
Yeah.
Looking for a bounce back from Austin here, but he finds himself in rough positioning. Trying to scramble to save that par now. Great shot.
That'll do.
Tesone, no doubt running this. Good pitch up for his birdie.
Tough break for McKinnon. Kind of got tempted by that Anheuser bid there. Rough putt to go for him.
Is James pin high?
I think he was a little short, but that was a run for eagle. Let's just revisit. 568 feet uphill. James Kulinski putting from about 60 feet short. So you do the math. Yeah, that's a big putt from Tyler McKinnon. Limit the damage there. Tough breaks on this hole. He was kind of chopping up either side of the fairway there, but just important to stay in striking distance. The field's kind of slipping here on the Fire Champion. 2 down through the first 5 on Warwick Blue.
Yeah, who'd have thunk? You know, through the first 5 in round 1, Zach was, what, 2-3 over par?
Yeah.
Now he's leading the tournament.
Well, we do know that he's only played this layout before today.
Yes, out of the 2 layouts, this is the one he's familiar with.
Disc golf. We love it. Hole 6, par 4, 437 feet. This hole is so tucked away back in the beginning of this fairway. Again, just a 2-shot par 4. We're probably going to see these guys go big here, but there's really no need to. Just throw 2 200-foot shots, and you're just outside the circle for a putt. Now, that was actually pretty conservative for Tesone, and I liked that.
Let's see if James tries to go for the hole-in-one here.
Hey. I'm not fully sure that that's 568.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if that was wrong. You know?
Listen, James, we know you can do it. We're just, concerned.
There's just no way that was 568. We had to have that wrong. Hole 6, par 4, 437. That feels right. Looks like a great shot from McKinnon. Might have hooked up a little bit inside.
I don't think so.
Looks like McKinnon Might want his tryout for the Galaxy due to his polo choice.
Yeah, he's got that purple polo. I loved that. Asked him if it was intentional. He pleaded the fifth and said, hey, it's my only polo.
Shout out to Brian Roeder on camera, and nice little side eye from him.
Yes, he's also wearing his purple. McKinnon was a little bit hyzered out, pinched off there. Turnover gets him to a decent spot.
Another forehand turnover from Austin.
That thing just kept pushing.
Yeah, just kind of stabled out a little too much at the end there.
Yeah, this is exactly how I wanted to see the hole played. Just two very calm hyzer shots. Tough break down the hill. We'll see if he can get that birdie 3. James lining one up here. McKinnon was asking about GM-ship in the Valley Forge Disc Golf League, by the way, Lefty. So, if you have your eyes on him in that purple, you might need to look out. Might be a new purple team coming in.
Listen, I think I can offer him a very lucrative contract.
You need to stop talking about contracts on the internet. I feel like we're going to end up in some sort of legal trouble. Austin Batistoni.
For his birdie. A little too high.
Yeah, just kind of hit the top of those leaves there. Yes.
Oh, my apology. That was for his par, but that's a great putt for his 5. Let's see that again.
Just get in there.
Yeah. No pictures on the scorecard.
Out of all the guys on this card, Austin does have the least amount of PDGA events played, only being in 12 tournaments since 2020 and taking down 1 win.
Great putt from James Kulinski there. Drop off behind the basket. It cannot be understated how deadly that is. What a hit from James here at Chapter 2.
Nice committed extension. Shaking hands with that pole.
James already has a pound bag, but he's out here hunting this year. He's trying to get another.
Add to the collection.
Let's go. Lefty, talk to us about the leaderboard after 6 here in round 2.
Zachary Tesone jumped up to a quick 2-stroke lead on the field. Brandon Lockhart is sitting at neg 2, trying to make a push off of Chase, while Tyler McKinnon and James Kulinski are sitting at neg 1, trying to keep up with the fire champ Zach Tesone.
Let's get a word from our sponsor, Axiom Discs. Here we go, hole 7, par 3, 455 feet. One more hole to go from the silver drone footage, and then we're finally back to the blues. Look at how far back we are here at Warwick. James Kulinski just trying to see if he can get a birdie here. I mean, this would be an insane hole to get the birdie on, guys. Look at the amount of obstacles in your path.
Yeah, this is just a really tough par 3. They moved the blue tee back. It's not a dangerous gap, but there is a gap to hit off the tee, and then, just carry 450 up and then down a hill.
And, if you're going backhand, you have to hyzer out at some point.
Exactly.
Even if you go 455 like Tesone, you're still hyzering out left. Dan, I have to say, I think there's a couple pros who could really just make this hole too easy with the forehand around the left side.
Without a doubt.
I would love to see that someday.
Maybe like a Matt Bell come in.
Anybody got $10,000 in added cash real quick to get some hitters out here? Batistoni.
It's a really good shape.
Yeah. He's able to really get those things to drag over, Dan, a word you love to use.
Yeah. I love that word.
Yeah, I do say that. You're listening to the stylings of Daniel Schifrin here on WVFSN.
Austin hits circle 1. He'll have a look for his par. Wowie.
Silky smooth Kulinski bangs off the basket.
Wow, that maniacal laughter afterwards is hallmark JK.
Gotta see this again. Nice, low, penetrating.
Look at that.
If anyone were to question James Kulinski's vibes, I mean, just look at this kid.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened. One of the most fun people to play disc golf with. I almost said ultimate with. It's like he's getting inside our heads somehow. I refuse to run. I'm never playing ultimate again. Back to disc golf. Austin Batistoni from Circle 2. Trying to get that train rolling again.
Yeah.
Great hit.
Great stepper.
Nice putt, Austin. Let's take another look at this one.
From one Montclair resident to another, I hope that this is a jumping off point for Austin.
A stepping off point, if you will. Zachary Tesone looking for a ridiculous 2.
Finds it.
Take note of this guy's ability.
An incredible birdie, without a doubt. A stroke, and possibly even 2 on a lot of the field.
As a competitive man, it's very easy to sit back and just know that in theory I could do things that great athletes are doing on screen. I think we're all familiar with that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm ever getting that too. There's just no way. Tyler McKinnon from inside a bush. That's
what
impressive.
A putt. Little Homer Simpson putt there.
Nice.
James tapping in for a very exciting par 3. Hole 8, par 4, 434. Colossal left to right shot the whole way. So challenging to get all the way out through this narrow fairway. You've got OB lining the right side as well. If you can find yourself out to here, you're going to be feeling really good about your upshot, but tough to get out to the open, and this green is very iconic here at Warwick to me. Just a little interesting decision if you want to go over the OB there. Zachary Tesone had the box for quite a while now. It's actually not true. James had it 2 holes ago, but that's okay.
Tesone gets caught up early, but he drops inbounds.
Yeah, James, you saw him really trying to power that one over, get it to start on hyzer and drift over to the right.
Quick shout out to Tyler, who in round 1 from the silver tee actually eagled this beast of a hole 8.
It's gonna be silver to blue, blue to silver.
What's that, Lefty?
I believe that was me talking to Goldfinch's GM, David Wang.
A little insider information.
Yeah, Lefty's dropping insider info that I didn't know about. That is the definition of Lefty McGovern. Talking about insider info that didn't actually ever happen. I do hope to come back here again and throw another tournament. Hopefully the Skylands community will have us again. Really enjoyed meeting a lot of these guys and getting to see faces I hadn't seen in a while. Tesone.
Yeah, routine for Tesone.
That's a really nice second shot there. He really makes his decisions so well. So many players would have put a little bit extra power on that really just isn't needed. He knows he's not getting the birdie there.
Yeah,
smart play.
Playing for position.
It's so interesting. It's not discussed often enough on disc golf commentary how much of a decision-making process there is.
Oh my God, that's stuck.
The noise you're hearing is Jevin Torres.
I just saw something go into that blue basket. I don't know where from, and I heard a shout over there.
I thought it was an ace.
That was a yellow. Yeah, that thing's stuck. Wow.
Buddy is acing blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jevin Torres himself securing the eagle on hole 13 Blue Warwick.
Yeah.
A feat that few disc golfers have ever achieved.
Where were the cameras?
This crew is awful. There should be a camera on Jevin Torres at all times. He goes tomahawk on a several 100-foot uphill hole, smashes chains, grabs the eagle. What a hero number 3 is.
Wow, a shot so good, we're literally commentating it from a different hole.
Batistoni with a long look.
Tyler looking to putt something up through this gap.
Not a bad run.
Yep.
Slow start for McKinnon, but he's still playing good disc golf. A lot more opportunities on this back nine. Such a good run for James Kulinski, your favorite disc golfer's favorite disc golfer.
Good par from Zach.
What a front nine he's putting together here. This is just absolute entertainment. Tough bogey for James. I know he wants that hole back. This is one of those holes that requires both power and control. James has both of those things. Just wasn't able to put it together here on hole 8 today. Hole 9, par 3, 477. The decision becomes a little bit easier when you back up. You want to play this one out to the right side. Anyone going through the middle here is an absolute animal. They do not give you an extra stroke. Tough hole to attack. We'll see what our players can do.
Good tee shot from Zach. Yeah, with this one playing as a par 4, players are looking to be playing the right side of this OB here to get into position to approach the green.
Yes, this hole is a par 4. I can't believe I just had to look it up just now to confirm. This would absolutely be an insane 3. But yeah, it makes the decision a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful off of the tee, I might say. Just a little bit more of a position play. See if they can get out to that flat part.
Also, big shout out to the crew, the Valley Forge crew, for setting up canopies on a few of the holes, a few of the open holes. That was just a really nice touch, especially since it was raining for a lot of the day.
Yeah, Dan, as a player, yeah.
It was awesome. You know,
Yeah.
when you're coming out into the open.
Come on, we got to protect our players out here.
There you go.
Trying to see some good disc golf. That's why we got Kool-Aid Jammers on coming up on hole 10.
Solid approaches there.
Yeah, a little bit of a tester left for McKinnon. Tesone. He's got those wide forehand hyzers. Likes to use a little bit of height, add some control. Catch cam getting that nice close-up angle on it.
Oh, it's way long. Oh my God. Hit the tree.
Go in the basket. Oh, that was very long, yeah.
Go in the gold basket. Yeah, shout out the Thunder Ray Waves and the Milky Way Galaxy representing up on the next hole. Every Wednesday at 3 p.m. we're dropping a Valley Forge Disc Golf League video, 3v3 disc golf. Really just a spectacle to watch.
Truly.
James. He didn't like that approach out of the hand, found himself a bit long. McKinnon.
Beautiful putt.
Yeah, that's a great hit from Tyler McKinnon there. Wow. That's going to feel good going into the back nine.
Lefty, I see what you mean, man. He really does resemble a galaxy-man.
Yeah, he's got the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he would fit great. Tyler, hit me up.
Tyler, hit me up. You already have 2 tier 1s on your team. You need to settle down, okay?
We need more.
The Galaxy does not need more talent. Can't wait to see Jacob and Lawson out there soon. 9 holes in the books. Now, we're seeing a lot of red on the scorecard, but it has to be stated, even on this course is close to 1,000 rated. One of the more challenging layouts you're going to see on this channel, really ever. Lefty, talk to us about that leaderboard after 9 holes here in round 2.
Yeah, Zachary Tesone is just running away with this one, it seems. He's sitting at neg 6, which is absolutely ridiculous. Brandon Lockhart is trying his best to keep up from Chase, sitting at neg 2, and Kulinski, and McKinnon, and Batistoni, I think, are all still in the running coming in this back 9.
Yeah, tricky part is Tesone's just such a patient player. 4-stroke lead on an open layout like this. I mean, these guys are going to have to start getting aggressive to win that pound bag. Dan, what are your thoughts going into the back 9, these open holes? Who you got?
It's hard not to put your money on Tesone, but you know what? James, Tyler, and Austin, with the few misfires they've had, you know, they've gotten some bad breaks along with it. Tesone just proving to be the most patient and the most, I don't want to say conservative, but he's capitalizing on his good breaks. If he gets a bad break, plays for par, moves on. So it's going to be a lot of good golf on the back.
Back nine coming up.